What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. And today we are back with another episode. Yeah, we are here. What's today? Episode 18, I believe. You can check in the title. But let me see. No, episode 19. Episode 19. Okay, so today's episode 19. Back for episode 19 of season 11. 40 episodes per season, by the way, in case you forgot. So yeah. So today's plan of attack. We'll talk about any NHL / USHL news from today, if there is any. There is. Stanley Cup Final Game 1 review and update our NHL Fantasy Stars lineup. So just open up fantasy packs that we're doing today. Open up our NHL Fantasy Stars daily pack. I forgot to do it yesterday. Hold up. One second. Yeah, forgot to do it yesterday. By the way, in that pack I got Kasperi Kapanen, and 50 coins. So, yeah, as I said, last few days, which last like a couple weeks, the first elimination game of the Stanley Cup Final, we'll be spending all the coins that I have, because I don't know if the app's gonna be running after the Stanley Cup playoff. Not sure. So, in case it doesn't, we're gonna spend all the coins. First elimination game of the Stanley Cup Final. So, yeah. That's what we're doing today. Oh, yeah. All my social medias, X, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. My website, my Spotify, my Twitch Discord, my regular Discord for this podcast, my American football channel, basketball channel, baseball channel, USHL discussion Facebook group, the Facebook group that I made myself, by the way. 5.3 thousand USHL discussion fans, very fast growing. That's probably 5.4K at this point. Saints for Life Facebook group that I did not make myself, but thousand to be client Saints fans. Paragraph and a half of who I am and what I do in this podcast, everything you need to know about this podcast. Another paragraph how to contact me if you have any comments, questions, or concerns with this podcast. All that much more is in the description of this podcast. Check it out if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you like this podcast. Following as Spotify, same thing. Like this video, if you like this episode in particular, liking on Spotify, same thing. It shows me that you like this episode and you want more episodes like this episode. And subscribing to this channel, it's showing me that you like this channel. And turn post notifications into the YouTube channel if you want to know every single time I go live and or upload a video or short or do really anything on this channel. So yeah, you can do that if you want, if you haven't already. So yeah. Yeah, let's get into talking about the NHL / USHL news from today. Let's go into it here. These are all the stuff that I got. Yep. Elliot Friedman, the Canucks are absolutely on the clock when it comes to Quinn Hughes. Hughes is going to start saying, I don't want to be somewhere where I'm not going to win at some point. SN 590. So, yeah, it's true. It's true. Quinn Hughes is going to be, in the next year or two, he's going to be like, guys, we're not winning here. I want to get out. And I want to go. It's likely going to be I want to go play with my two brothers in New Jersey, and I want to play with them in New Jersey. Luke Hughes and Jack Hughes, who are playing in New Jersey currently. So, it's likely. It's just a matter of when at this point. It did help because Adam Foote was their assistant coach, and then they just hired him this offseason as their head coach, and Quinn Hughes loved Adam Foote as assistant coach, so I think that might help the Canucks' chances that he really likes their head coach now, and he had previous experiences with him. That might help, but still, at the end of the day, when he will be leaving, I bet. I would be willing to bet in the next year or two. I wouldn't say this season. That's a little pushing it, but probably like a year or two. Maybe maybe in 2 seasons or 3 seasons. Well, I guess, yeah. Like a year or two is when he would probably be starting to ask for a trade. We'll see though. Elliot Friedman, Dan Muse head coach hiring will lead people to in Crosby's orbit, asking him if he still wants to play in Pittsburgh. But I feel he's loyal to the logo. 32 Thoughts podcast. So basically, what he's saying, Dan Muse is the head coach of the Penguins. The hiring that they just made this offseason, Dan Muse, he's a developing coach. He's not a great winning coach. He's a developing coach, which is very good for the Penguins since they're going to be bottom 5 in the league this season. One, maybe both of Erik Karlsson, Rickard Rakell, and Brian Russ. So those 3 guys. 1, 2, maybe all 3 of them could be gone this offseason or during the season. They'll be trading pieces away. They're selling right now. And the Malkin's taking a big step down. So yeah, I mean, this team's is gonna be bottom 5 in the league next season. They continue to go in a rebuild, like a deep rebuild. Try to get McKinnon next season, release top 5 pick in next season draft. Because next season draft is very, very good in the top 5, especially when it comes to centers. So they're gonna get bottom 5 next season. I would be willing to bet. And then in the next like 3 to 5 seasons, be absolutely probably like 4 seasons ish, 4 or 5 seasons. I would say 3 to 5 seasons, just tank it up. How to get high picks, and then after that, we'll try to make a move. But Dan Muse is definitely a developing coach, and so Crosby's gonna be like, I don't know if I want to stay here. He thinks that people around Crosby, that Crosby knows closely, are gonna ask him that. But Elliot Friedman says that he feels that he's loyal to the logo, which I agree. I don't think Sidney Crosby will leaving. I think he'll retire a Penguin. Nick Kypreos. Martin Necas wasn't overly thrilled with Colorado and wants to explore other options. Colorado will have to make a decision if extension talks go poorly this summer. So apparently Martin Necas was not that happy with Colorado and wants to maybe explore going somewhere else. And if Colorado's extension talks with Martin Necas doesn't go very well, they're gonna have to make a decision if they want to keep him or not, which likely they won't if it doesn't go very good. The extension talks. I don't know what Martin Necas wants. He went from Carolina. He got traded out of there. Went to Colorado, which is a cup contender this season, lost. And said, I want out. He didn't necessarily say I want out, but he's saying that he wasn't happy and he's considering asking out. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe something happened behind the scenes in Colorado. Maybe he didn't think the team's going in the right direction or something like that. I don't know. But we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see in the upcoming few weeks and then year or two. Just keep seeing what he's doing. Keep an eye on that. Chris Johnston, Brad Marchand will have plenty of teams interested. Some willing to offer $8 million per year. Panthers unlikely to keep him. So yeah, it's gonna be a bidding war for Marchand. I'm pretty what's the word here? It's pretty likely that Marchand leaves Florida and goes for like a bidding war in free agency and see what team's willing to pay him $8 million per year, $8.5 million per year, and then go wherever he feels is necessary to go to end his career, more than likely a cup contender. 32 Thoughts podcast. Elliot Friedman is asked about Bo Byram, and he's that's not word right. It's a hot name. Mentions Kevin Adams is doing his due diligence, and there's a lot of interest. Says there's a lot of noise around him at the combine. So during the combine, he's a hot name. A lot of people are throwing him out in trade talks. During the combine, there's a lot of noise around him. There's a lot of interest for him. So I would be, it's very, very likely that Bo Byram gets traded. Watch out for Bo Byram's trades. One player whose name keeps popping up at the combine is Keandre Miller. That's pretty interesting because the Rangers only have like a 2-man D-core, which Adam Fox is arguably a top 3 defenseman in the NHL. 60 to 70 point, 2-way defenseman, play both ends of the ice. Very, very, very good player. But Keandre Miller is the other guy who can say he probably shouldn't be playing top pair minutes, but he's a good 25-year-old top 4 defenseman who can definitely improve into a first pairing guy, but right now he's probably about a top 4 guy, but he can develop into a top pairing defenseman since he's only 25. But yeah, I mean, he's good, but if they let him go, I don't know what they're going to do on the defense. Adam Fox is going to have to carry that thing because that defense is atrocious even with Keandre Miller. If they let him go this free agency or trade him or whatever, I don't know what they're going to do in that defense. And if they do give it to Keandre Miller and they don't have another option for the defense heading in the next season, I'm going from what I'm thinking right now to be a top 3 in the Metro to probably being a wild card team at best, because they don't have any defense. Because if they do give it to Keandre Miller and they don't have any other option to replace him, the Capitals will definitely do better than them. And I'm already pretty convinced that the Hurricanes and the Devils will do better than them, assuming the Devils stay healthy. That's a big problem with the Devils. If the Devils can stay healthy next season and maybe add a player to impact player to the forward core, I could definitely see them contending for the top of the Metro with the Hurricanes. Again, assuming they're healthy, and then if they are healthy and they're competing, I think the Hurricanes are going to. I know the Hurricanes are going to be much better this offseason, so they're going to be up to the top of the Metro. So I think that 3 spot is going to be open to the Rangers and the Capitals. Obviously, again, the Devils are healthy. That's a big thing there. So I keep saying it's a big thing. If the Devils are healthy, including specifically Jack Hughes. And then the Hurricanes, I'm pretty confident, will get better to those 2. And then the number 3 spot in the Metro, in my opinion, is between the Rangers and the Capitals. And if the Rangers do let go of Keandre Miller free agency, or trade him or whatever, he's not on the roster opening day, is what I'm trying to say here. I could easily see, and I would probably predict that the Capitals would get that number 3 spot in the Metro, and then the Rangers would have to settle for a wild card spot, and that's if they get lucky and the Adam Fox has some incredible 75-point season, and the rest of the defense steps up, which is very unlikely for Adam Fox to get 75 points. It's just not unrealistic for a defenseman unless you Cale Makar, Quinn Hughes. So, yeah, I mean, they need to try to keep him and get another player on top of that somehow, some way, because their defense is atrocious as it is. So, I'm told that the Rangers have let teams know he's available, but clubs are weighing the options versus the offer sheet route. Appears to be significant interest in the 25-year-old. So yeah, that was in the same post. So yeah, again, that goes to my point. So the Rangers have let teams know he's available, but clubs are weighing that option versus offer sheet route. So they want to trade for him, not offer sheet him, is what they're saying. So yeah. So it's a sign and trade, it's a possibility. So they might say, we don't want to give, well, they're going to have to probably give him picks anyways. But the Rangers, if they're going to trade Keandre Miller, you need to get an NHL-ready player on that defense, immediately. So if you trade him to another team that wants a 25-year-old, maybe that team's willing to trade even better player or just as good player that's maybe a little bit older, and then throw in, a pick or 2 on top of that. You need an impact-ready defenseman if you're going to get rid of Keandre Miller. But that wouldn't make any sense because Keandre Miller is younger and can develop into a top-pairing defenseman. At least that defenseman you get is better than Keandre Miller, and you throw Keandre Miller and maybe a pick or 2 in there, and you get it even better, like an Erik Karlsson maybe. But you could do that. You can throw Keandre Miller, sign Keandre Miller, throw him in a trade package with a couple of picks. Send him off to Pittsburgh, get Erik Karlsson. That could work, but again, you only have a 2-man defense. Again, you have the same problem. Yes, Karlsson is an upgrade of Keandre Miller. That's undoubtedly right now. But you still only have a 2-man defense, and your problem is the same thing. Maybe the 2-man and maybe this number 2 defenseman is a little bit better than you had before, but you still only have a 2-man defense. This is a problem. It's not. That's the problem. It's the whole problem. So you can either throw Adam Fox and Erik Karlsson on the same pair and be a super pair, but your bottom 4 of your defense is absolutely atrocious. You can throw Karlsson in the second pair, and then your defense, your 4 of your 2 defenses still suck. And the player playing with Adam Fox and the other player playing with Erik Karlsson are going to slow them down, and then obviously the bottom pair is going to suck either way. So, you need to get another defenseman on top of Keandre Miller and Adam Fox. You cannot rock into it like that. At least somebody else takes a big step up, I think. Chris Johnston says that Brad Marchand expected to test the open market, will allow a bidding war, and will be open-minded for which team he plays for. So he's going to be open-minded which team he plays for. He's expected to test the open market. Yeah, as I was just saying before. Elliot Freeman, Stars have a decision to make with Pete DeBoer. Less certain he's back next season. We could know by the weekend. So we could know by the weekend. We can know in 2 days on Saturday. We can know by Saturday or Sunday if Pete DeBoer is coming back next season. So keep out on that for the past couple of days. Logan Hensler, which is like a top 20, projected to go like top 20-ish in the draft, defensive from Wisconsin. Logan Hensler's interview with the Canadiens went well. The young man believed he responded well to the staff's test and somewhat proactive questions. Yeah. It's very possible Logan Hensler is a Canadian after his draft, just saying. Managed to make them laugh on a few occasions. More details in the next few hours. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. Let me delete all that. Ooh. Very good. So, yeah, what are we doing next? Stanley Cup Final Game 1 review. So, Wednesday, July 4th, 2025. Game number 1. Stanley Cup Final. We're here. Edmonton's rocking. Got 114 decibels in that place. Absolutely going crazy right now. The national anthem. Canadians are singing as loud as they possibly can. 20,000 people for the Oilers fans singing the Canadian national anthem. Then we got the starting lineups. Starting lineups might be before the national anthem. Yeah, I think so. But either way, they were booing the crap out of the Panthers. Evan Rodriguez appeared to like it. And then Connor McDavid, Corey Perry, those guys for the Oilers side were locked in. And then we're off and on in for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final rematch. And okay, so we're just going to get into it here. And I'm going to... 1 minute and 6 seconds in, 66 seconds into the game, Leon Draisaitl finds the rebound and pots it into the open net beside Kasperi Kapanen and Jake Wallman, 106. Edmonton is thumping. And that place is rocking right now. And the Oilers lead 1-0 early in the Stanley Cup Final. Sam Bennett, about 10 minutes later, finds the back of the net, 11th goal of the playoffs by Verhaeghe and Matthew Tkachuk. He is 1 goal away from tying the Florida Panthers franchise record for the most goals in a single playoff run. He gets tripped by the skate of Brett Kulak, falls into Stuart Skinner, and the goal goes in. They review it and they say it's a good goal. Pretty controversial goal. I mean, at the end of the day, you could argue both ways. You can say, well, he could have stayed on his skates pretty easily. He's a hockey player, should stay on his skates, not running the goalie. That's goaltending interference. Or you could say, well, yeah, but you got tripped. If you were in that situation, you would tripped backwards too. He didn't purposely run into Stuart Skinner and knock him out. He got tripped into Skinner. So, but you can argue either way. But it counts at the end of the day. 10:49 in the first period. It's a tie game. So on that delayed penalty. They got the delay of games with penalties. So in the NHL, if you make a coach's challenge and it's unsuccessful, the other team gets a 2-minute power play because of delay of game, they call it. So on that delay of game penalty, Marchand. So Schmidt finds the Oilers, miscommunication from the Oilers. Marchand's wide open down low, and he finds the back of the cage. Past Skinner, over the top of the falling Skinner. 5th goal of the playoff power play goal by Nate Schmidt Rodriguez, 12:30 in the first period. Marchand's going to get that cash and he's going up right now. Nate Schmidt, beautiful vision at the top of the point to find Marchand, who finishes at the 2-1 hockey game. 2 minutes into the second period, Sam Bennett finds the puck on a little bit of a break. He pots it home. 12th goal of the playoffs, ties the Florida Panthers franchise record for the most goals in a single playoff run. 12th of the playoffs by Nate Schmidt and Carter versus Waggy. 2 minutes into the second period exactly. It's a 3-1 Florida lead. 1 minute and 17 seconds later, Podkolzin makes a great pass to Arvidsson, who rips a slap shot under the glove above the pad of Bobrovsky, who kind of handcuffed Bobrovsky a little bit, and it gets past him. Edmonton's back on the feet. It's a 1-goal game as Arvidsson finds the back of the cage. About 4 minutes later, McDavid passes it, a saucer pass, past 2 defenders and Evander Kane, perfectly finds the tape of Matthias Ekholm. He slap shots it past the glove of Bobrovsky. His first of the playoffs, McDavid and Kapanen. 6:33 in the third period. Second game back, first game back with Game 5 of the Stanley Cup, Western Conference Finals. So yeah, here we go. Ekholm finds the back of the cage. It's a tie hockey game. It goes overtime, tied 3-3. The first 3 to 5 minutes of the overtime, Panthers were, I would say first 3 or 4 minutes, Panthers were controlling the game. They were in the zone. They were hemming them in. They were controlling. And then the next 10 minutes after that, the Oilers were completely dominating. And then the Oilers, Tommy Nozak, flips the puck out of play. That's a delay of game penalty. Get to the box, buddy. Perry gets the puck on his stick. So RNH gets Perry, who gets okay. I have so much things I want to say. That's why I keep kind of stuttering. So the Panthers penalty kill is very, very aggressive. Okay, very, 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 very aggressive. So is the Stars penalty kill. The Oilers combated that with making the attacking forward move a lot and keeping them to one side of the ice and keep them coming up so there's a 2-on-1 in front of the net. So that's what they're trying to do. RNH finds Corey Perry, who gets attacked right away. Beautiful behind the back, no look pass down to McDavid. There you go, you got 2-on-1. McDavid behind the goal line. Barkov pressures him, as long as another defenseman, I believe it was Nate Schmidt and Barkov press down McDavid. Marchand has to come flying down from the blue line. Unable to get Draisaitl by the time McDavid lays a beautiful saucer pass on the tape of Draisaitl. Marchand's not able to get there since he's able to have to run from the blue line. He's not going to get there. Draisaitl finds it, rips it past the glove of Bobrovsky quickly. It's a power play goal. 9th goal of the playoffs of Draisaitl. Second of the night, by McDavid and Corey Perry. 31 seconds left in overtime. And the Oilers win game number 1 in overtime. Beautiful play from Perry. Beautiful play from McDavid. Beautiful finish from Draisaitl. Beautiful play all around from the Oilers. Power play, 31 seconds left in the game. In overtime, Draisaitl ends it. Oilers outshoot the Panthers 46-32 in this game, and the game was very, very, very back and forth. Oilers played great in the first period. Panthers completely dominated the Oilers in that second period. That was an atrocious second period. The third period for the Oilers was fire. Let up a goal early, but then scored 2 of them. Absolutely pressing the Panthers, and in overtime, the first 3 minutes were all Panthers, and then there was a minute there that kept going back and forth, and then for the last 10 to 13 minutes of overtime, the Oilers are completely dominating. Got a power play at the end of it, and Draisaitl ended up finishing the game off. Got the first and last goal of the game. So yeah, that was pretty clutch. So yeah, Oilers take game 1, and game 2 is Friday, July 6th of 2025. So, yep, that is Friday. At 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time. In Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Rogers Place. So, yeah, let's go to updating the NHL Fantasy Stars team. We're not going to forget it this time. One second, guys. Alright. They open up Fantasy Stars. Okay. NHL Fantasy Stars. We're not updating the fantasy team. I know it says that, but there's no game today to update, so it's gonna open the fantasy pack, the daily fantasy pack. So I'll do that today. Open up the Let's View app. I'm gonna go blank screen here, so you can't see my screen. As we open up the Let's View app, you can download it too. But you need a computer, obviously, if you want to show screen. If your phone screen on a computer, you kind of need a computer. So yeah, you need to download. If you do have a laptop, your computer, whatever, PC, you can get download the Let's View app and then download it on your phone, and then you can do it from there. We might be all day here, fellas. Okay, here we go. Let's here. Same Wi-Fi connection. We all on the same Wi-Fi connection. It's in the same house. What are we doing? Okay. Yep. No target device. Okay, show QR code. Okay, wait. Show QR code. Okay, my QR code right there. Okay. And thank you. What we need it all. I have Bluetooth on, so that wouldn't be the problem. Maybe I need to turn AirDrop? Yeah, AirDrop on. That is so weird. What are we doing? Cause it's like connecting. Like I can see my phone through my laptop. Like Let's View, but I can't see my laptop to connect to it from my phone. I'm reinstalling the app on both. Opening up on my laptop. Sorry for this. You know what? We're gonna put the We Will Be Right Back screen on. There we go. Alright. The app is open. I see you. Oh, that's on the wrong monitor. Okay. So now I need to open it. That is so weird. What are we doing? But I guess we are not opening the pack today. You're not gonna be able to see it, at least. Okay, I'll let you guys know what I'll get. I'll open it on my phone, but you guys can't see it, I guess, today. Okay. I'll open it real quick. Playing daily pack. Alright, let's open it. Mackie Samoskevich and 30 coins. So 1,240 coins right now in the bank. And I've got Mackie Samoskevich and 30 coins. That's what I got out of it. That's, yeah. Alright. So, yeah. That is going to do it. Indeed. Going to do it. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed today's podcast episode. Here's your morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever time you watch. Just have a great rest of whatever. So, yeah. Subscribe to the channel if you like this podcast. Follow Spotify, same thing. Like this episode if you like this episode in particular. Like and Spotify, same thing. Turn on post notifications, YouTube channel for I know every time I go live and upload a video on the channel. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's episode 19 of season 11 when we talked about the NHL news from today. We reviewed Stanley Cup final game number 1 that happened yesterday and opened up my NHL Fantasy Star daily pack. Sorry for the inconvenience that it couldn't work, but we still got it. Got Mackie Samoskevich and 30 coins out of it. So, yeah. So yeah, that was episode 19 of season 11. I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 20 of season 11 when we're gonna do some NHL quizzes. That's what we're doing tomorrow. We're just gonna do some quizzes. We might do a quiz or two tomorrow because I got nothing else to do because there's no game today to review tomorrow. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Just gonna do some fun quizzes, test my hockey knowledge, and then see what we got from there. So yeah. So yeah, this one's about a little under 30 minutes. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 20 of season 11. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Peace.